T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone. Right now I'm reviewing Fans Hobby's Master Builder Feilong. Master Builder I guess means masterpiece, but of course they can't say that for real. And here's his name, Feilong, just like on Street Fighter. Here's this stuff on the back. This box isn't as big as like a Fans Toys Iron Diebot, but it is fairly significant right there. This toy comes to me by way of Matt, the guy who lets me review everything before I ship it to him. I love Matt for that. But anyway, he got this from GCI Toys. I told the dude William that runs the joint that I would give him a shout out. I went to the website. They do have a few good prices there, so you might want to check it out if you want to. Unlike some other fake masterpiece, these don't come with a collector's card, but it has this instruction. I don't know what to call it. It's not a book. It's just a folded sheet right here. And here's Feilong. If you don't know, Feilong is supposed to be an Autobot from G1 named Doublecross. Or they had to change that name to Twinferno recently with this dude right there. Now, they did stylize him quite a bit compared to what I've seen of this toy and compared to what I've seen of the original toy and the cartoon images. So I'm going to let you take a look at the original G1 toy right here, which looks a lot like Twinferno, and the cartoon's head actually looks a lot like Twinferno, but the toy head looks a lot like Feilong right here. I'm going to tell you off top, this is a toy you cannot review straight out of the box. You got to play with it, because when I first took it out the box, I didn't like it too much. But after messing with it a little bit, or more I should say, I started liking it a little bit more. I'll tell you one thing, this toy is difficult to handle. Like, you see these teeth, they're actually like sharp, and this is sharp. Like all the angles and everything, like grabbing this, it's like it actually hurts. Like if you have to like hold on to it while you manipulate something else, it hurts. It's just, I can't explain it. While you're transforming this thing, and you'll see if you got one, or let me know in the comments if you do have one. Like, man, just transforming this thing is hurting the hell out of my hands because everything's so jagged. Is this a perfect toy? No. Does it have some good points? Yes. Main good thing that it has going on for it are the arms. It has a butterfly joint that can go back and forward. The shoulders lift up just like Titans Returns figures, so you can get good dynamic poses, and he can dab unintentionally. I wasn't trying to make him do that. But the arms still can go out right there at that part of the shoulders. Double jointed elbows. And this swivel, something I wanted from the Titans Returns figure. The head has this feature, and this is one of the features that wasn't in the instruction manual, so I'm not sure exactly how this is supposed to go. I guess you can do it whatever way you want, but if you push this forward, he has a gun that pops out. So if you have it that way, this way, that way, the gun can pop out and be at any angle you want. Maybe you don't want the heads back. You can still have the hand like this, or the lower jaw, I should say. And the gun is just way more exposed, but I would, trying to be realistic, even though this is a toy, keep the jaw out of the way of the blast range. Bad thing, the head. The head, I don't mean the head is bad, because it actually looks very, very nice. And I love the reflection of light off of this visor. It's just like Fans Toys Phoenix. It's just so awesome, like it's actually glowing. It has a lot of life and personality. One thing I don't like about the head is this thing in the back. That looks a little bit odd. But the way the head, or the way it's inside the shoulders, it can get covered by him just turning around like that. He can't even see over his own shoulder. And this joint right there, or peg underneath his neck, that doesn't really peg in tight. It's almost like it's just loose. I mean, you can lift it up to get his head higher like that, but now from this angle, you can see that panel sitting up. So it's like, I wish he had more of a neck, because he doesn't really have a neck, to be honest. Crotch skirt. You know crotch skirts are just my favorite. And I say that with a lot of sarcasm. Look at this. It's made out of die cast, I believe, because it is cold, but that's just... I don't know if that's intended to do that. But that is very loose, and it tends to like to sit up like this. So you have to constantly keep adjusting that, and since it's one solid piece, this side moves with that side. I kind of wish it wasn't a solid piece, or they did something else with that. He has a major bulge right there. None of the old toy or the cartoons had that, which is weird. Now the hips are good because they're on a universal, but with this crotch skirt, of course, it does block a little bit, and it covers most of his leg when he puts it forward. Rotation, and another thing I don't like, the knee only bends that much. But going good for it, the ankles. And let's let you see how this beast mode leg folds up into there. It is capable of coming forward and back because of that joint right there. And there is ankle pivot. Plus, since it's on the ball, the foot can rotate like left and right a good bit, which is honestly good. The wings are adjustable. They can come back like that if you want. They bend here. And if you watch my Vulture video, this is what I was saying. Something like that. I would have loved something like that as far as his wings. They are capable of bending right here, but I don't know how much you're going to use that for robot mode. That's mostly for his beast mode. But the last thing to show you, he comes with these two big blasters. They feel good quality, and they're huge. Look, they put the screws on both sides of both guns, so there's always, I wanted to have screws on the inside here so that the screws will be in the inside of his hands, but I can't do that. But he has two separate peg points. So here he is. He can hold it in his hand. If you put it in that first peg, it's going to be off to the side. Put it in this peg. This should be more straightforward like that. So there he goes with that. And they look nice. I like that. It did look weird to me online, but in hand and in person, it looks better in his hands, or his dragon head hands. Now, as far as storage, there's no place to put him on his back. Like, he does have those holes right there, but you can't store it in there. So they can't be like on his shoulders like the Titan Returns figure. But you can store it like that, or you could point him downward like this. It's up to you to decide. He can still stand up, but I didn't show that he has a waist joint. In package, it's shoved down like that, but I think that's for a beast mode. But he can't rotate, of course, but you can lift him up, making him taller and giving him a waist swivel that goes all the way around. Masterpiece. Chug. Iron Diebot. So, I like the robot mode. Is it perfect? No. But the arms really, really help. And definitely those ankles help where the knees and crotch flap let you down at. Transformation is decently simple enough. First thing you want to do is lift this back and pull that out right there. We can go ahead and swing the head up like that. Now, these two sides peg into this. So, pull that apart. And now we can push this up in there until it's away. Now you wiggle this out of the way and get the head into the back like that. We can go ahead and shut this over that, which is cool. Now we can keep this forward because that might get in your way. go ahead and bring this back part back up, and it repegs, and push this down like that to keep that into place. Rotate the shoulders like this and lift them up. Basically the heads are done, but you can stretch out the necks and go ahead now and rotate the elbows inward that way. But basically they're done. You don't have to worry about them anymore. The legs can be a bit difficult. But basically swing them out to the side. Let's go ahead and get this tail out the way. Rotate. Actually, you're going to have to pull that out the way and that out like that. Rotate this out like this and collapse it back into place on that side. Now, we need to move this like this. This is the difficult part because it's like all this kibble, or well, beast mode is like banging into everything. Move the leg out the way of the wings and try to like swing it around to this angle right here. And we can lift the crotch up like that, fold that in, and lift that up like that. Try to do the same thing over here. Move this out the way, move that up, swing this up and around, and collapse it into place right there. Now, with the leg out of the way, go ahead and rotate it this way until you get everything like that. Good. Getting it back to robot mode, getting those legs where they need to be is very difficult. But anyway, push that down like that, and we can start pegging everything together right here. You can peg the tail together like that. And now this is supposed to come down over this right here. In my experience, it hasn't stayed, but you're also supposed to press this down, which locks that into place. But that's optional because when you lock it into place, it stops them from having articulation in the waist and beast mode right here. Now we can bring this foot forward, or the front part of the foot, and bring this heel spur out like that. Forward, and this is all die cast right there, and that's all die cast. Well, actually, no, this is plastic. This is all die cast, and this is die cast with some plastic in it. Now the wings, they peg onto this. You'll want to make it flush. That's what your mind will want you to do. But you're supposed to just peg it like that and leave it like that with a little bit of a gap. And that peg, do not press on that. It looks dangerous. But basically at this point, he's done already. How long did that take me? Less than 4 minutes. But anyway, this is how he can be standing like this with the feet flat. I don't like the feet flat. Oh yeah, and you gotta make sure that's closed in. But there you go with that. Of course, the heads have all the same range of motion that they had in robot mode. Excuse me. They can rotate all the way like that. They can look all the way down. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of wish that, like, when it's standing straight up like this, I wish that it had a joint right there, because it seems like there's so much real estate not being used right there. Bringing it down just totally makes it come to the chest. And I'm going to bring in the Titans Return version. That's probably why I want this version to have it, because I have to mess with the Titans Return version. I kind of like that. I typically point the feet down like this so he can be a little bit taller. Also in this mode, you can still store the guns on the back. So there you go right there. So It's decent. The legs rotate back and forth. They don't really come out unless you break the transformation. And when you break the transformation, that's incredibly loose, just like the Titans Returns, unfortunately. It does have this bit of articulation right here, just like it had in the ankle pivot. The arms in this mode are lacking. Like, in fact, the Titans Return one might have, it has better range right there in that shoulder. Only thing it has over the Titans Return is it does have a moving elbow. You would think they would have gave it moving claws, but they didn't. I am tremendously shocked and disappointed. And I'm just noticing in this mode, they did mold in that Spark Master or Sparkster. I forgot what they're called. They molded that in to make it look like that's the wheel that you would spark and make sparks come out. But the mouth can be like that. You can just make them have two guns if you want. But there you go. I think I showed off just about everything because the tail doesn't move. And it's a decent two-headed dragon. Here's the Titans Return, and as you can see right here, this is what I was talking about. I like the long neck with the head being able to come down. Can't do that here since it bends in the middle of the neck. But here's what you're working with here. And like I said, these shoulders have better art range because it can go out like that. Here's this right here. This. And chuggerations. As you see right here, you can do stuff to make him a lot more interesting, which is definitely cool. So, if you like him, after seeing everything I showed off, I'd say get him. He's worth it. If you want to know more about it or want to just dance around the decision, I'm going to go ahead and go to Extra Mile and put the link in my description to this actual product. But anyway, if you like this video, let me know by liking the video. Let me know by subscribing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, T-Man978, out of here. Thank you for watching.